Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. Our porch is set up for you to join us. Thank you for joining us. We've been exploring the idea of what's your path, how the Gita can help you find your path, whether that's in a spiritual way, a material way, a mental way, whatever way works for you. And as we go further into chapter 12, we're going to take a moment to pause and consider a concept that is so misunderstood in the Western world, and that's the idea of karma, which many of us equate to I do something good and good things happen to me, which is a basic view. We could talk about karma for, I kid you not, a whole week and not get to all the nuances of it. But one nuance I'd like you to reflect upon as you consider your path is collective karma, sometimes called group karma. We talked yesterday about where you put your attention and your energy, that's what you're going to become. Not just individually, but where you put your attention, energy, and support for groups, for example, will affect what you become, and not only you, but the world, what that will transform into or regress back to. And this is a great point that many of us miss out on. We feel like I'm doing my thing, I'm progressing, look at me, I'm getting great. In Buddhism, there's often the concept of a bodhisattva, or a being that won't take final enlightenment until all beings are enlightened. And really, that's the truth of the matter. What we do is inextricably linked to what other people do, other beings do, what our planet does. As I've mentioned before, Gandhi once wrote, I believe it was in his commentary to the Bhagavad Gita, that no evil can survive in this world unless there is some good to support it. So as you go through your day to day, and as you consider what path you want to take through life, through this world, consider not just how it affects you, but how it is affecting everybody and everything else around you. For example, maybe you work in a place that supports values you don't personally believe in. And then you have to kind of weigh that, is it worth it to me to get this reward of a job when I know what I'm doing is actually harming other people? I remember when I inherited a fund um, many years ago, and I went in to talk to the fund advisor about how I wanted the money invested. And I said, I specifically don't want my money to go to supporting any business that does this, or this. And the fund advisor looked at me and said, but those are the things that make the most money. And I said, but I just can't get behind that. So that's a little thing. But all the little things we do are having a huge impact on our world. So let's look at one group. Our nationality is a group of collective karma. What I do as a United States of America citizen affects and impacts all the others. For example, Americans have a reputation in many other countries as being rude and spoiled. What I try to do when I travel, especially internationally, is, like it or not, I'm a representative for all Americans when I travel abroad. And what kind of experience am I going to be facilitating for them later on? I remember also, being out as non-heterosexual to coworkers, and then they would ask me things about non-heterosexual people, and I would jokingly say, well, speaking on behalf of all my people, but I'm a representative for that. We're all representatives for any kind of group we belong to, whether that's as small as a couple, a family, or as large as a nation, or even larger as a species. One of the things my partner and I have discussed lately is we haven't seen any chipmunks this year. And that's a little disturbing. What has gone on? And we're looking at how do we contribute perhaps to sustaining other species. Like, we don't put any chemical anything on our lawn, but so we're hoping that we beneficially affect others. However, we see our neighbors putting stuff on their lawn, and we know that that's affecting our lawn whether we want it to or not. Rain runoff and little beings that eat poisoned grass and then goes up the food cycle. So one of the tenets of this particular look at karma is there's no such thing as a victimless crime. Yeah, that's an interesting term to use. What we do, whether it seems to impact others or not, does. Because even if we think we're hurting nobody else, if we're doing something that hurts ourselves and our soul, that ripples out. It ripples out. So I encourage you today to consider the group karma you're participating in and the fact that you're a representative for any particular group in which you're involved. Today, I'm dedicating this practice to the community of St. Peter, which is a group of Catholics who embraced the idea of what they felt Christ taught, which is acceptance of all, including non-heterosexual people, and were promptly excommunicated from the official Catholic Church. However, they continue to thrive and grow. And so for all those who are looking to steer the ship of whatever group they're in into a direction they feel is more beneficial for everything, I salute you, and I salute that community specifically. And I'll also mention there's one more spot left for the Bhagavad Gita retreat coming up Memorial Day weekend. And if you want to connect with the group of people who are searching and be in that company for a while to see what that's like, I really encourage you to join. The link is below, the workshops link, and then just scroll down a little and you'll find that retreat. It'd be lovely to spend time with you in person or online. Both options exist. Let's practice. It's raining a little, so I'll step outside. I'm going to be reflecting on how my practice affects the web of life. And if you would like to do the same, there's a mudra we've done before, vajrapradama, the mudra of the interconnected web of life. You start in Anjali mudra, then you kind of stagger the fingertips and open like a book, and that's the interconnected web of life. Shall we go make our contribution? Let's do it. Let's switch sides. Good. Time for our seated contemplation. I do have long pants on. I've rolled them up because it's been raining and it's wet out here, and I have to do something else right after this. I won't have time to change pants, so I'm trying to keep the bottoms dry. I'll put them back down after the sitting meditation. All righty, let's prepare for 5 minutes. Web of life. How are you affecting the web of everything? So by choosing to sit like that directly on the ground with my legs, I was able to save these pants from needing to be washed before I go on to the next thing. And just a little savings in the wash department saves a little water, etc., and ripples out. Whatever you do will ripple out. Krishna keeps telling Arjun he has a choice as to what he's doing. And in the words of the poet Fatboy Slim, whoops, sorry, something brushed against my leg. In the words of the poet Fatboy Slim, that's our weapon. The weapon of the Bhagavad Gita is the weapon of choice. What we choose impacts everything more certainly than anything else we can do. I hope you will choose to be part of this tomorrow. I will see you then.